Ready, set, go. All right, back in the can for another edition of Lunatic Fringe Into the Void. And I've skipped over all the preamble and just usually dive straight into who the fuck are you and what do you do?
All right. Well, happy to be here finally. Huh?
Right?
Well, my name is Bekkali, originally from Morocco. Tandem instructor, tunnel instructor, free fly coach, camera flyer.
All things air.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, so, I mean, I know you as a tandem instructor and shooting video and some swoop and stuff that you do for work, but you've had a couple of really amazing experiences in regard to skydiving and have been able to go some amazing places, all of which we will get to after I find out how the fuck you got started in this in the first place.
Wow. Well,
were you like an extreme kid? Were you doing stupid shit and scaring your parents?
yeah, well, all the time. Starting from driving crazy and racing in the streets when I was a kid.
Oh,
then
Jesus.
horse riding. I've done that for like 10 years.
Really?
Professionally, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, man. Like, I've been doing horse riding for a really long time.
This is my favorite fucking part about this podcast is I find out shit about people I never would have
I
guessed.
know, right?
Oh, horseback. So really, what got you into doing stuff like that?
Well, it's just like a thing in the Arabic word. Teach your son how to shoot, ride a horse, and swim.
Really?
So from an early age, I learned how to swim, and I used to go hunting with my dad in the mountains, and then I got into horse riding.
Wow. All right. So for an idiot American like myself, I know next to nothing about Morocco except for, the few little things you learn here from movies. What's Morocco like?
Well, that's the main thing that made me do a lot of projects from Morocco, which we're going to come back to later, which is like I travel a lot, and everywhere I go, when I say I'm from Morocco, the only thing about Morocco is like the desert and Sahara.
Sure.
And which is not. We have a lot of mountains, ski, lakes, nature, a lot of nature.
Right.
And we have really long history and culture, which is awesome.
Awesome. So doing all this, of course, if you're almost raised with that mentality, the horseback riding and the swimming and the hunting and all that, I can see where it would lend towards the extreme stuff. How about the car racing and all that shit? How'd you get into that?
Well, back in the day, which my father doesn't know about this yet, I used to just steal his car and just go race with my friends.
I can feel you.
Eventually, when I turned 18 years old, I got my driver's license. And he got me this sport Honda Prelude, which is like really like wow back then.
Right.
Double carburetor and stuff. It was really fast. So he got it for me like to go to school and drive my sister to school.
Right.
But I used to just like race all the time at night or like it was fun times,
Yeah, I did the exact same thing. In fact, I think I took it to a whole nother level. Junior and I actually just interviewed both his and my mom to find out what they thought we were like growing up as kids, because you always kind of want to ask. But I was the asshole kid that I would sneak the keys, and I would take the keys to the local hardware store and have copies of the car keys made. Like lots of copies. So I would steal the car, they'd catch me, I'd give the key back, and then I'd just keep stealing the car until I ran out of keys, and when I was down to my last one, I'd get more made.
Oh man, I got arrested by the cops so many times, and they chased me so many times. At one point, I used to just call my dad and tell him, like, ask him to stop, and right like 10 days before I leave Morocco for good, I got into this really big car chase and they end up like arresting me and stuff. It was like really bad.
Jesus Christ. All right. See, but that's funny because you're always so unassuming and you always got a smile on your face, and I always see you being very cheerful and respectful of what you're supposed to do and not do. So I have a difficult time seeing you drifting sideways, flipping people off and racing away from the cops. That's kind of cool.
Right? I'm just using a camouflage to keep it in.
Fucking great, man. I love it. So how did the air sport stuff start?
Well, I've always wanted to, dream about skydiving and stuff, especially because I grew up in the region where there's just mountains. So as a kid, I've always wondered how birds fly and stuff. But getting involved into skydiving, it just started by a complete accident. I used to study management.
Okay.
And as part of the graduation, the school tried to sort for us some job interviews.
Okay.
And I was interested to go on the first job interview the school organized for us. So I was like, I'm just going to lay off and see how my classroom do. And that's it. I'm going to learn from their experience. At night, the school organized for them, how to do interviews, because for students, going to their first interview, they're like teaching them, this is how you talk, this is how you express yourself during a job interview. So I was just passing by school, and one of the teachers came down. He was like, hey, Anas, like, you're the only one not going for this job interview. Like, why don't you just give it a go, you know? And I was like, I want to see how my friends do first, then I'll think about it. He was like, why don't you just come with us? If it goes right, perfect. If it doesn't, then at least you tried. I was like, sure, let's do it. So I went with my whole class, going for a job interview because I studied management. So suit up, a tie, and I'm going for a job interview.
Right.
As I'm walking to my job interview, I saw this sign in front of the place where I'm doing the interview. It says, become an indoor skydiving instructor, and there's
Really?
a screen playing this video of these two
And you've
flies.
never done anything in regard to air sports before?
Man, never. And I just saw this video playing of these two skydivers trucking in the sky, and I'm like, damn, that looks really cool. So I didn't go to my job interview, and I just went to that office. And that's where I met Thomas Gatev, the Frenchie.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. All right.
Yeah, which we became friends, and I just had dinner with him like a couple of weeks ago. But that was like 10 years ago.
Sure.
Went there, and he just started asking me some questions about my experience and if I'm like athletic to do this job and everything. And then I was like, yeah, sure. Then he had like, show me some push-ups. And I was like, what? I'm wearing a suit and a tie. He was like, yes, show me 25 push-ups right now. So I took off my tie and jacket, and I was like, boom, 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 25. And then I stood up, and he was like, you look really tired. Let me give you a glass of water. And I was like, no, I'm fine. I do this all the time,
In a suit.
Yeah. And then he was like, well, the job is yours if you want it.
Really?
And I was like, fine. He's like, we're going to train you to become an indoor skydiving instructor. It takes a month of hardcore training, push-ups, pull-ups, running and stuff, and cardio. And as a kid growing up in Morocco, going to the Middle East it's like you never think about it, because for us we're more focused into Europe, because
Sure.
it's like close to us. We go Spain, Italy, France, Belgium.
Sure.
So coming to this region was like kind of like something new for me. So I didn't know nothing about it. So I went online. I was like, what's going on in that place of planet?
Right.
And I saw these tall buildings and this like fancy stuff, and I was like, damn it, sign me up. I want to go there.
Awesome. Well, and especially though, if something like that had always kind of been drawing you, and you no pun intended, fell into it, it must have been a blast to finally get in the air, because there's no skydiving in Morocco, is there?
They just opened a drop zone, like 2 now, which my first ever skydive in Morocco was last December when I jumped with a flag. It was the biggest flag ever in Morocco to be flown by a skydiver. So that was my first jump ever in Morocco last December.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, now, so you start doing the tunnel stuff. You're an original tunnel rat.
Yeah. That's
all
how
right.
it started.
Well, I want to say I'm a tunnel rat as well, but I'm an old school tunnel rat because I flew in the tunnels that required a big baggy suit.
Yeah, in Vegas, yeah.
In Vegas, yeah. So I kind of had similar beginnings in that I knew I loved the sensation and the free fall portion of it long before I ever got to make that first jump. I fell head over heels in love with, holy shit, I can fly. It's that ultimate Peter Pan thing, right?
Yeah.
What about your first jump? Like, did you know when you started flying in the tunnel, fuck, I want to make a skydive?
Well, that's how it started. Like, I started flying the tunnel, and I was like quick learning, like I've learned a lot quick, and I used to coach a lot of skydivers, and they always told me, hey man, like, you got a talent here. Why don't you take it to the sky and just do what you do in the tunnel in the sky? And that's what I started getting interested into it. And a little bit before that, that's how I met J. Russ and Steph.
Okay. All right.
And
shout out to J. Russ.
So yeah, man, everything I know about skydiving and tunnel flying, it's from J. Russ and Steph. And for people who doesn't know who's J. Russ and Steph, they're like the world champions in VFS, like for the past, 7-8 years now.
Something like that. Yeah, for those that don't even know J. Russ, it's Jason Russell.
Jason Russell.
Yes, the rock star.
And Stephanie Strange.
Yep, absolutely. They are, besides being amazing skydivers, they're both sweethearts.
Oh my, I love those guys.
Which is funny, because if you look at J. Russ, he's got the bald head, he's got the little soul patch under his lip, he's fucking covered in tattoos, and you're like, this motherfucker, I don't want to get into a dark alley with this guy. And he's a big sweetheart.
Oh man, like he has the biggest heart, and he's just like everything I learned about. If started with tunnel flying, they used to come and coach skydivers there, and they used to be like, hey Anas, get your helmet and come with us in the tunnel. I'll coach you some stuff. So that's how I started learning from them. And eventually, when I wanted to start skydiving, they're the one who took me on my first jump.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
And I remember, like, on my first skydive, I was holding I think a Fanta or something like that, drinking. I'm sitting down at the drop zone. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? I'm a tunnel instructor. Let me stay there.
Right.
Why I want to jump from a plane?
Right.
I'm from Morocco. We don't do this shit there. Like,
Right.
the only thing we do there is play football, and that's it.
Right.
And they're like, hey, Anas, you on a 15-minute call? And I was like, damn. We got into the plane, and the more the plane is climbing up, I look from the window, and I'm like, oh, I want to do this. Like,
Sure.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. Because I feel like, it's too high, nothing is going to happen.
You're right.
So I jumped, and, like, that sensation when you first jump from the plane, like,
Yep.
yeah, and I was like, I love this. And I landed, like, 2 jumps later, that's it, done with my AFF.
You gotta love the tunnel, man.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, you gotta love the tunnel. Well, and for you especially, because you did your first jumps with people that were teaching you in the tunnel, that trust is already there.
Exactly.
And especially when it comes to AFF and learning how trusting your instructor is almost as important as trusting your gear.
Yeah.
And it both can take a lot of time. Gear fear and instructor fear is the same damn thing. You're like, all right, does this motherfucker know what he's doing?
I agree, right?
And not so much where you learned, but back in the States, especially when I was learning, some of the instructors were having safety meetings all the time, back behind the hangar, puffing on this and that and the other thing. And you're like, all right, fuck.
Exactly.
I don't know about this shit.
Fucking hell.
And luckily that's changed quite a bit these days. But to have that trust and then to already have the body awareness from the tunnel is a lot of fun.
So yeah, like 2 jumps later, they're like, hey, Anas, you're graduate. That's it. You're done with the AFF. 3rd jump, I went on a free flight jump with Steph and J. Russ, and it was just awesome. My landings were shit. I had so much dirt in my mouth and sand, but as far as free flying goes, I was good.
I had you probably haven't met him, but one of the guys I used to work with in Vegas, a guy by the name of Ray Kubiak, who's a rock star in the tunnel, and has just, I'd have to say he's one of the guys that made the huge leap with tunnel flying to become what it has. I took him with a friend on his very first tandem jump, and he's out doing style tees and shit under the tandem. And then, of course, we got him, he starts becoming a skydiver, and he's doing this amazing shit in free fall, but his canopy skills left a little bit to be desired.
Yeah.
But it was so cool to watch this guy that's got, next to no experience in the real air doing these amazing fucking things. But I'm sure you can attest to the fact, because you were a tunnel instructor for so long, not all skydiving transitions into the tunnel. But most tunnel flying does transition into the sky one way or another.
Yeah, for sure. Like, a lot of people that I've known, they just transition the other way around.
Yeah.
And it gives you, like, because when you start with 0 experience on tunnel or skydiving, you had a lot to focus on. You need to focus on the free flying, the exit, the opening, the landing. But when you have a tunnel background, the only thing you have to focus on is just how to fly a canopy.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you minimize the focus on one thing, and you learn quick.
Well, and you get rid of that tunnel vision that's involved in learning how to skydive. And I was lucky in that I had enough time in the tunnel. I think I probably had 3 or 4 hours in the tunnel before I made my first jump. And it just, it opens that awareness just enough that I'm no longer so freaked out over body position that I can't check my altimeter.
Yeah.
Or if I'm so freaked out over altitude, I can't pay attention to how I'm flying. You just get a little bit more freedom in going, all right, I can fly stable. I can fly on my belly, and I can keep my eyes on this guy. Hope that parachute opens.
Yeah.
But it takes away that fucking overload that, you and I have seen many, many times with students where you're like, Jesus Christ.
I know.
There's literally, I could do anything to this person, and there's no way they could stop me.
Exactly.
Which, as an instructor, is fun. It's entertaining.
I agree.
Well, we used to, in Vegas, we had the Flyboys, who were, way back in the day, one of the OG free fly teams, would come to fly with us in Vegas, and they were fucking horrible.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so much fun.
Because they get used to that big space in the sky.
Yeah.
So, they don't, in the tunnel, teach you how to control your movement.
Absolutely. Well, and the other thing, too, with the Vegas tunnel is there's dead air. It's not wall-to-wall air.
Oh, yeah.
You got those big pads, and so here's the Flyboys. This is Fritz and Mike and Eli just flopping all over the place and slamming into the wall full speed. And then myself and my old skysurf partner, Mary Tortomasi, went out and actually got to do some free fly jumps with them in Paris Valley. And the first comment they made to us was, yeah, that was pretty decent free flying, but you guys went straight the fuck down. And I'm like, I don't know how to track.
That's it.
Are you kidding me? I'm used to 12 feet of air. I'm going to fall straight the fuck down.
I know, right?
You know, so it's funny, but all those skills did translate. But it was funny watching these amazing flyers in the sky have such trouble with the air that I felt at home in.
Exactly, yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
So now how did you decide that you wanted to do something stupid like attach another human being to you?
Wow.
The fuck would you do that shit?
I know, right? With all the pukes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had enough experience, and then I remember... So
Okay.
I was at the drop zone, and I just went to sit down with her, and she was like, why don't you just stick around and do your rating? I'm doing it anyway, and get it.
Nice.
That's it. I took her, and I remember, you were the pilot, I think, when that emergency happened, Pop.
Yes, I was.
Oh, man, I would remember that. I think we just talked about it yesterday.
I was so mean.
Here I am chilling, waiting for the altitude, then you shut down one engine and
Yep.
give us the alarm. And I was freaking out. I was
Yep.
like, "Shit!
Yep.
What are the odds?"
Yeah. No, well, I remember because it was a big thing that you had decided you were going to, because you were just shooting video before and you were a very talented camera flyer. And so I remember thinking, why on earth? Because I went through the same thing. And that being said, everybody that's ever listened to this podcast knows I love doing tandems. I loved being a tandem instructor. I hated it at first.
Yeah, I've seen some of your students, by the way.
Oh yeah, man. I've had some challenging ones. But so when I found out you were going through it and they told me that you were on the emergency exit one where you were going to have to, prove that you could get ready in a short
lower
period
altitude.
of time, lower altitude, the whole 9 yards. And so I'm like, this was back when the drop zone that we were working for, I was allowed to feather one prop. I couldn't shut down the engine, but I could feather the prop and simulate an emergency. So that's exactly what I did.
Oh, man, that was scary.
Feathered the prop, let the plane yaw, set off the bells, the whole 9 yards, which, of course, is great training for me as a pilot to learn how to deal with that, and solid training for you.
Oh, yeah, that was like a great experience. So here I am trying to rush into harnessing my student, then I'm freaking out. Then I realize someone is filming me. I turn and there is Junior with a camera with a smile on his face. I'm like, damn it, guys.
Meanwhile, I've got the fucking fire alarm bell going off like crazy up in front. Yep. That was the extreme. That we only save for friends.
Yeah, thank you,
no.
friend.
Anasa's doing this? Oh, I gotta fuck with him for sure. Well, now, so let's transition into some of the really cool stuff that you've gotten to do. I'm super jealous because you got to do a jump that I've only been able to witness from the ground, and honestly, I'm even lucky that I got to do that. You got to jump. Well, fucking tell me what you got to do. Is it 3 years ago or 4 years ago?
I think it was 3 years ago. Well, a lot of it was with the help with Sujita, which I would like to say thank you to her. We got to jump with the Moroccan flag above Mount Everest. And I would like to say thank you to the Nepalese people as well. They're super nice.
It's
and
incredible.
The people behind Skydive Everest as well. Tom Noonan, Omar Jailan, Wendy, and everyone. Thanks to them, it was a safe jump.
Yeah.
So it was I think it was a world record for the biggest flag ever to fly above Mount Everest and the highest flag as well. It was man, that was a dream for a lot of people to climb Mount Everest,
Sure.
but to be able, because nowadays a lot of people climb Mount Everest, but how many people jumped above Mount Everest?
I asked somebody because I was lucky enough, and everybody's heard me talk about this too much, but I was lucky enough to be there last year when they were doing Skydive Everest, and I asked how many people had jumped, and it's less than 100 people, I think, have jumped it, and thousands of people have climbed it.
Exactly.
So that's quite an elite club that you're in.
Yeah, and now with the equipment we have in modern days, it's we know the oxygen and stuff. It's a lot easier to climb Everest than back in the 80s or 70s or whatever. So
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know how many people jumped with the flag over there, but for sure I jumped with the biggest one so far.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
So what was that whole experience like? I mean, first off, what made you decide you wanted to do that jump?
Well, before that, I've done, I took part in some world records, like the tunnel twice, Chicago as well, and went to the World Championships as well in Prague with Ivan doing VFS. And as a Moroccan, no one heard about that, you know, like, because skydiving in Morocco is not a big thing. Like, up until now, if you say to someone, I jump from planes, they'll be like, get the fuck out of me, you crazy.
Right.
So I got to think what get the Moroccans' attention, you know. And as a Moroccan, it took me a lot of time to think about it, but as a Moroccan, what grabbed my eye and get more interested in something, in a video or a photo, is the Moroccan flag. Back home, we just love the Moroccan flag. Starting by me, we would die for that flag. So that's how I got the first idea to jump with the flag above the Palm Jumeirah.
Okay.
In Dubai. And it went viral in Morocco because I did it on the really big day in Morocco. It's called the Green March. It's when back in 1975 when we got the Sahara back in Morocco from the Spain. So I did it on that day and it just went viral. Moroccans loved it and it was like in national television, like newspaper.
Awesome.
Everyone was talking about it. It was really cool. And so exactly a year after that, a lot of people was like, what are you going to do it next? You know, what are you going to do it next? So a year after that, the date for Skydive Everest is the same day for that same day as well. The
No
5th
kidding.
Of the 6th of November.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, this is a great opportunity to do it there. And that's how I started making some calls and talking to people. And once again, Sujita in Nepal, she's well connected. She helped me with get a lot of, permit and stuff.
Sure.
And we went there to do it. And the best part, not the best part, but like the hike was just amazing, you know, like just the nature, the mountains everywhere,
Sure.
and like 2 weeks of hikes.
Yeah.
And once we're done with the jump, they were like, we're gonna take the chopper back, and I was like, it's gonna be like, I don't know, like 20-45 minute ride. Bro, we didn't even get to sit down on the chopper. Like 5 minutes, they're like, okay, we're back and down. And I'm like,
Right.
yeah.
So when you did the hike, I want to talk about the hike because that hike kicked my ass.
Oh, me too, man.
Now that being said, I was stupid and I decided I'm going to pack all my shit in my backpack and I'm going to carry it the whole way and I'm not going to use porters and I'm not going to use guides, and I mean you can't get lost on that trail.
Yeah.
But still, at some point, it's so fucking hard. At some point, you're like, all right, I've made a huge mistake. But you're a lot younger than me. How was it for you, especially as you're getting above like day 3 and 4? Once you head out of Namche Bazaar, every day was just, oof.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hardcore.
Oh, my God. Well, I was a lot into gym back then, you know, with Alberto and stuff.
Yep.
So it was hard for me, especially like we wake up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m., and we just start from the bed. You just start the hike.
Yep.
Like and the more you go higher, there's less oxygen, and like it's so cold, and you're just going like incline like that. And I'm like, damn it, man! Like, why am I doing this? You know?
Right.
And it was really hard, man. And then there is this guy, I forgot his name. He's one of the guys who created the top out oxygen mask.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The one we were using for the jump. We met him in Lukla Airport, and we went like 3-4 days ahead of him.
Okay.
And he told us like, once you guys are close, let me know. He did the 3 days hike or whatever. He did it in 1 day.
Yeah.
And he was like, boom. And this guy was like pretty old, you know. And he's English, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, man. Like he was like something. But I would do it again. Back then, if you ask me, would you do it again? I'd be like, hell no, man.
Right.
This was like a one-time thing.
Right.
But now I'd be like, yeah, I would love to do it again.
See, it's kind of funny too. I knew even when I was doing it, I'm like, this is something I would want to do again because I felt so underprepared, and I trained a lot. I
remember.
I tried to get in good shape for it, and it kicked my ass. And part of it was not feeling great. I got the cough, the kumbu cough.
Oh yeah.
Didn't get it viciously, but enough that it was hurting.
Oh yeah, I remember as well. Yeah, I got sick and I was like having high fever and I couldn't
Yeah, man.
leave the pad. Yeah, it was.
Well,
really
when you
bad.
start getting worried, is this altitude sickness? I mean, it's that hypochondriac in you that climbs in, and you're like,
Yeah.
am I just gonna drop dead?
Fucking hell, man.
You know? And so even when it was going on, I'm like, I would like to do this again to do it better, but holy fuck. And then I went and did Cholo Pass, which was the glacier that goes up a little bit higher than base camp. That's, quite frankly, it should be a roped up climb because it's pretty fucking hardcore. And I did all of that, and it beat the shit out of me. But now that I'm, not quite a year removed from my experience, I'm looking at, in the gym that I go to, there's always a video loop playing of people climbing Amadablam.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm daydreaming about it. Like it was either that or Island Peak, which I know that Omar has done.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the bunny slope, for people like me that want to see if they've got the chops. But I really I'm itching to see if I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, now that you know what to expect and you've seen it, you'll be like, all right, I'm going to get prepared the right way. And,
oh, yeah. Well, and I carried like fucking 60 pounds more gear than I needed.
Yeah, man.
Seriously.
I got it to do with only my tiny backpack on behind me. That's
I had everything. Seriously, next time I'm taking like 2 pair of underwear and 1 shirt, and everybody can just keep their distance because I'm going to smell like shit. But I had
How about the showers there, man? Oh. How about taking a piss? Like, it's just fucking hard. I'm like, no, I'm going to keep it for myself.
Oh, well, see, I got to Namche Bazaar, and I actually spoiled myself because I stayed in a room with a bathroom. Oh. And a shower. So, and I was like the total American asshole tourist. I took like a 20-minute hot shower. Just exactly what they ask you not to do. Because I'm like, fuck everything. This sucks. But then you get up to, God, what was the one? Gorkachep.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Gorka shit, because it's such a nasty place. I didn't even stay there because as soon as you get near the camp, you can smell it. And I marched through it straight to base camp. And my mistake was that I had to go through Gorkachep all the way back down to Loboshe, which is where I stayed. Oh. So my hike back from my base camp ascent was like 10 hours.
Oh, wow.
It was not. It was stupid. For an old guy, it was hard. But now, so the fuck the hike, the jump, I mean, I got some amazing views of Everest and got to see some spectacular stuff along the way. But
man, it's just so emotional. Like flying by the Mount Everest, and which is for them, it's like a goddess, like
Chomolungma.
Yeah. And just going above it. But in the moment, there is a lot going on in your mind because usually I jump with like a t-shirt and short or swoop pants. But here I am with like a massive suit for the cold.
Yeah.
And I have so much gear, my helmet, big, huge goggles, the face mask for the oxygen, and a lot of tubes coming out of it connected to the oxygen bottle. And plus a tandem rig, the flag in front of me with like almost 20 kilograms of weight.
Yeah.
And since we're flying, I couldn't carry on weight with me from here. Because, it's 20 kilograms and you have like 30 kilograms maximum to fly with.
Yeah.
So we filled it with rocks just from the mountain. So it's just like you have 30 kilograms of their tandem rig behind you, another like 20 or 30 kilograms in front of me with the flag and the gear and everything, plus all these tubes coming out of my face. I had zero mobility, especially when I jumped, throw the drog and open my parachute. I had Omar Al-Jailan and another flyer behind me for camera to shoot the flag jump. And, before I open the flag, I need to have eye contact with them, see where they are so I can open the flag. That way they're not below me. But I had zero mobility with my head. I couldn't turn right or left. And because I had to put the tandem rig in a different way than I'm used to for the bottle of oxygen, when I opened the parachute, the chest strap came here, like
under your chin.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
So I couldn't look down, I couldn't look right or left, and I was like, you know what, just fuck it. I'm going to open this flag now. So I opened it, and it was a bit windy because especially there's mountains around us.
Sure.
So the winds hit the mountain and come back to you as turbulence.
Sure.
So it was like flying a Yaris off-road, like and the camera flyers, like they were like really tight for them as well to get closer to me, especially because the canopy is all over the place. And I have like 20 meters below me of flag, It was intense. Like all my focus was in that one like 5 minute.
It had to be.
Yeah, it was like, because it's my life, and it's like with the flag, and here something happens here in the middle of the mountains, like can't take ages to find me,
Right? Yeah. Could you imagine? You have to cut away low and land off.
Yeah.
Well, for anybody that doesn't know the terrain that's out there, if you're even a quarter mile off, you could have thousands of feet of vertical distance between you and wherever your crew is.
Exactly.
It's fucking crazy terrain.
It's just pure mountain.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's not just mountains. It's huge.
Yeah.
I think that's what soaked into me more than anything. I've been in lots of mountains in my life, but I've never been in a mountain area where it just seemed so much fucking bigger than anything I've ever.
How about flying there? Like, I was on my flight and look at the window and there is a mountain like right in front of me, as high as I am.
You're next
a
to the
commercial
mountain.
airline.
Oh yeah, the entire time. Well, I was lucky enough too that on the way back out we were in a Twin Otter, and so I made damn sure. I think I punched some little girl in the face to make sure I had the front seat. I didn't actually, but I wanted to. But so make sure I could be all the way up in front to look out the front.
At Lukla Airport.
At Lukla Airport.
Were you scared to go there? Because it's one of the most dangerous airports in the world.
No, if I'm being honest, I wanted to be in the front so bad.
You want to be the pilot,
I
right?
wanted to fly it
exactly,
so bad.
Because as a pilot, you'd be like, I don't trust this fucker. I don't know who is he.
True. Well, actually, I think I trusted them. I mean, if you fly there, you can fly any fucking where.
But I've seen so many accidents and crashes over there. Like,
oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, the big thing that scares me is not the competence of the pilots or even the maintenance of the aircraft. It's the conditions. And there's so many conditions that they won't even fly in. They're that careful, but the turbulence is something that you can't get around. And luckily, the day that I went in and the day that I left, it was super smooth. But I have this just inbred fear of mountain wave turbulence because I had a really bad experience when I was a low-time pilot. So the idea of getting caught in a downdraft in an aircraft in the mountains like that is horrifying to me. So I could never be a pilot in a place like that for fear of that kind of shit. Like, I can handle normal turbulence all day long, but I fly on the seashore. I'm not, I'm not getting fucking major downdrafts from a mountain.
exactly.
So those guys have got some stones. If you're in the left seat of a plane flying there, you're as good a pilot as you're gonna, find in that situation. And then it's just a matter of being smart enough to fly in or out of the right conditions.
True.
But watching going in and out it's astounding. The scope of how big that fucking place is, just, you can't wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
Some of the best pictures that I got of Mount Everest were from the overlook in Namche, which is that's 5 days hike away from base
just
camp.
Clear, yeah.
And it's just, you're looking at it and
It
going,
looks so close, yeah.
Yeah. And it's, granted, it is only like 30 kilometers away at that point, but that's the longest 30 fucking kilometers of my life. Holy shit.
A lot of up and downs in there.
So now how big did that, or I should say, how small did that landing area look when you got the canopy open?
Oh man, it looked like it looked like a small, like a circle. And it's not, the landing, you've seen the landing area.
Oh, yeah.
It's like not even flat.
No, it's
like,
sloped down.
Yeah, and it's rocky a little bit. And at one point, because there's so many trees, and when you jump with no flag, you can see where your feet are. So you'll be like, all right, that's my feet. I know how far I am from the ground.
Right.
But when I have like 20 to 25 meters of below me of fabric, I don't see the end of it, And even if I do, the angle that I'm looking at it doesn't tell me if I'm close to the ground or not.
Right.
I don't want to cut away the flag over someone's head,
Right.
So at one point, I just got away from all the people and I was like, that looked close enough. And it wasn't. It was like 10 meters high. I cut it off and the wave just pulled the flag down and it just exploded immediately because it was full of like sharp rocks. And just exploded. And I just went to land ahead and I had a slide on my butt landing because it was like down the hill.
Yeah, it's like a 10-degree downslope.
Yeah.
It's proper. Well, and I haven't walked all the way to the end of that because that used to be a runway until the porter that went in and out of there crashed.
Yeah.
And so they don't allow fixed wing in there anymore, which that is probably the most intense field I've ever seen. So if for anybody that doesn't know, Skydive Everest runs everything out of helicopters, which in itself is pretty intense anyway. But I didn't walk all the way to the end, but I know that it drops off. So there is no going long.
Yeah, and sometimes we had like a window of 30 to 45 minutes to jump because the clouds come in and they just cover everything.
So fast.
Yeah, it's like blink of an eye. That's it. You see nothing. Yeah.
So now, how was it? I was very, very lucky. So I did my entire trip on my own and I had no plans for any days. It was literally just, okay, today I'm going to try and do this or that. And so I did the Everest Base Camp and I did the Chola Pass and I was going to go up to the lakes, but I really wasn't feeling very good. So I'm like, all right, I need to be smart and head down just in case. So I went down to Namche and I happened to get there the day before the blessing ceremony. So I got a message from Omar saying he was going to be arriving the following day in Namche Bazaar, and was I going to be there? And I was planning on hanging out for maybe a day, but I'm like, fuck yes, I have to stay for this. I had no idea what was happening. And he was such a sweetheart. He and Wendy and the crew there allowed me to sit in for the blessing. And I actually tossed a bunch of my junk in. I'm like, please bless this stuff.
Yeah.
But how was it for you? I mean, it was an emotional experience for me watching it, and I wasn't jumping, but as a jumper.
Yeah, we had to put all our gear, altimeter, helmet, everything that you're going to jump or use during that project to just put it there. And he just, doing his prayers and everything. And we did it like in the morning. And it was clear, then all of a sudden this big cloud came in, it just covered everything. And like, that's just magical. It's like dreamy.
The exact same thing happened.
He made, and we were like freezing cold. And here he is wearing just like a red cloth over his body. And I'm like, damn it. And you told me your story. He was like in the middle of the prayer, he got a phone call.
Oh, dude, it was fucking hilarious. He's in the middle of doing the chant and the water's going, and he's got the little drum thing going back and forth, and he's doing the chant. And you hear a phone ringing. And my initial response is, like, what fucking asshole didn't turn their phone off? And then I see him still chanting, digging into his robes, and he comes out with a flip phone, reads it, and then stops the chant to answer the call. And everybody's dying laughing. I'm like taking pictures of him doing that. And I'm like, all right, that was the comic relief I needed, because I was about to start tearing up. It was so emotional.
It is. Well, man, it was emotional.
Oh, dude. Well, so I've had this kick on Everest for a long time. I read the book Into Thin Air in I think 97 or 98, and became obsessed with the lore of that mountain. And I've read that book a dozen times, and then read all the other books around it and all this folklore. So, of course, doing the hike up, you go past all the markers for all the dead climbers, two of which, Scott Fisher and Rob Hall from there. And I was all welled up and teary when I saw them. But when I got to see Everest for the first time was above Namche at the Overlook, and I burst into fucking tears.
Yeah.
I literally am walking past this lady who's just sitting there sunning herself and taking some pictures, and I see it and just boom.
Man, something like in your chest move in and start shaking.
Oh, yeah.
It's just...
Oh, yeah. Well, I had to. I'm like, I'm so sorry. She's all, no, you're actually not the first person to burst into tears up here. And I'm like, this is just, I didn't expect that. Actually, I kind of did, but it just punched you.
Yeah, it is.
I was so amazed at it, and especially because of all the history and the folklore behind it. And then especially to be able to go and watch this jump that's being done over the top of it. It's just epic.
Yeah.
Now, so you got to do this jump, but something extremely special for you happened after the fact. I mean, you've been able to do a few things now. You got to do well. Let's talk about the other place that you're jumping and doing as well before we get to that.
All right. Well, after that, I got to do the flag jump over Morocco.
Right.
And currently working on a project which is mainly in Morocco. It's gonna be like a documentary about Morocco. We're gonna start from the north all the way to the south.
Awesome.
It's gonna be 4 episodes, jumping above some special locations in Morocco. Monuments, natural stuff, cities, and just show Morocco using the eyes of a skydiver. And we're gonna mix it with a little bit of extreme sport. At some point, we're going to call like some local skier or kite surfer and stuff, and just show Morocco to the world that there is not only Sahara on it, there is a lot of other things going on.
Sure.
So that's the area of the project. We've been working on it for I've been thinking about it and planning it for 5 years now.
Awesome.
But we've been thinking about doing it for the past 2 years, but each time something comes up and we have to postpone it. Like this year, we have Corona again. So it's going to be postponed probably to the next year or something like that.
Sure. Well, now, so you did the flag jump over Morocco, and then you got an invitation.
Yes, I got invited by, because each year around this week, which is like on the 29th, I think, of July, all Morocco celebrate the king by naming him a king for the next year again.
Okay.
So all the ministers, governors go all to the palace and just vote for him again.
Right.
And I was lucky enough to invite her to that event and by the king, and it was just awesome. I got a business flight ticket from here, landed there, and here is like a brand new fancy Mercedes waiting for me at the airport with the plate, it says the palace, and my own driver, and it was just awesome, man. Black Mercedes driving around, and he just take me wherever I want.
I mean, how cool is that? Because you go out to do just something to represent Morocco, doing the flag jump over Everest, and then you get to do this jump over Morocco itself. But next thing you know, the king is personally inviting you to come hang out.
It is, and he's like, he's like such a nice person, and like he's well loved by the whole country, and he just wants to push and heal and help young people to, like do what they want and follow their dreams. So it was really cool, and the Crown Prince as well, and it was just a magical experience as well.
All because you decided to get into a windy tube once.
I know, right? If I followed my what I studied, I'd be like having an office job by now, complain about the whole week, waiting for the weekend to come in so I can go and do something fun.
Well, and you're like me, though. Skydiving and the tunnel for you has taken you a lot of different places and given you opportunities that you would normally have. In fact, you and I have been lucky enough to spend time in Bali.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Running around that place, doing all kinds of stupid shit. And that was so much fun getting to, for those that have never been to Bali, there's an island called Gili T. And Gili T is world famous for just letting your hair down and having a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And it's this teeny little island. I think you can walk around the entire island, the perimeter of the island, in about 30 or 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But there's no motorized vehicles.
No cars, no bikes, nothing. Just people walking barefoot, no judgment. It's like freedom. It's like be who you are. That's it.
Yeah, bicycles, donkey carts, and crazy people.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't realize Gili T is famous for is free diving courses.
Oh, yeah?
I had no idea.
I didn't know that
I
either.
was way too busy doing other shit. We were lucky, though. We went there like it was perfect because we had probably 20 skydivers.
Yeah.
We kind of took over.
Which is hard to, like, especially that we work together. It's hard to all of us get the same time off in one place.
Yes.
It's just like a one.
It was
once
a 1
in
in a
lifetime.
million. Yeah, 1 in a million chance that we were going to do it. We wrangled this amazing crew together and went and just got stupid on this island for a couple of days.
Oh, yeah.
Had this amazing time. We almost killed my buddy Derek
from
Australia. Yeah, he almost died. He was happy about it, but he almost died.
Gio, we lost him for like the whole 2 days.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it was in true fucking fashion. But the one of the most memorable bits was the boat ride back.
Oh man! Like let's not talk about that. It was like horrible.
Oh my God!
Oh, like the waves, and I was like just bouncing right and left, and this guy puking right next to me. I could taste what he had for breakfast. It was just horrible.
Well, I remember when we were loading up in Gili, and I raced to get on top of the boat. Because I had an inkling that it was not going to be a great ride. I'd rather be getting wet up top. And it turned out it was the best decision in the world because not only was the seas super rough and super choppy, and instead of being an hour and a half, it was more like 4 hours to get back, but the thing had diesel fumes, just kept going. So everybody had been throwing up and vomiting and passing out.
I couldn't move at one point. Like I just had to put my head down over my backpack and I'm just like praying to just... This trip has to end right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, and we were all trying to recover from a very hard 2 days.
Oh, yeah. Those 2 days and those shakes and that sunset.
Oh my God. The never fucking ending sunset.
Oh, man.
It's probably still going on. It's probably still happening.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that was an incredible experience. And it's a bummer that you're having to put off the stuff in Morocco because of Corona. This shit.
Yeah, it is. But we have something going on that hopefully it's going to happen for Egypt as well.
Yeah, so tell me about this. This is with Omar, yeah?
Yeah, well, it's going to be, lucky enough again, it's going to be on the 7th of November and the 6th of November and in Everest.
Awesome.
So it's going to be just a perfect timing to do it again there and just to share the love of my country with the world and do it. Man, I've been all my life fascinated by the pyramids and I've read a lot of things about them and doing a flag jump over that place will be just another dream to come to reality.
I was so lucky to be able to accidentally be able to visit the pyramids because I was doing a flight back with an aircraft.
Yeah, I remember. I think I've seen some of your photos as well.
Yeah, and myself and Ty were coming back home and the winds would not allow us to make it. So we had to do a layover in Egypt. And literally got off the plane, ran to the hotel, and went, how the fuck did we get to the pyramids?
Oh, yeah.
Because we got there in the morning. And so, literally having no plan and no thought that we were even going to go there, the next thing you know, I'm standing in Giza. and looking at these amazing
Oh,
pyramids. And half of the time I'm thinking, oh, to jump over this site.
Be magical.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding me? And even just to be able to see something like that is amazing, but to be able to see it from such a unique perspective that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, how incredible.
Don't be like, oh my God, I've been dreaming about that for all my life, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just some fact about the pyramid. Did you know like the, what do you call it? The coordinate of the pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza. The coordinate, you know those numbers?
I've
Are the
heard.
speed of light.
Is it really?
Yeah. So if you took those numbers and you at the end you just put meter per second, that's the speed of light. The exact same number. So how does people knew the speed of light back then when the fastest thing was a horse?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
well,
like-
what was it? And I please let me put this out there. I am an idiot, so you don't need to pay attention to anything I'm about to say. But wasn't there supposed to be a huge library in Alexandria that contained
All the secret.
all this? I mean, thousands of years of knowledge that burned down.
Yeah. It was burned down.
So I was right. Awesome.
Yeah, you
All
were right.
So God only knows what they actually knew. I mean, I think we're much further behind than we would have been had that knowledge not been lost.
Exactly.
There's a lot of, I mean, come on. We can't even agree on how they built the pyramids, let alone what went into it.
Exactly.
So
Aliens.
at this point, man, after everything that's gone on this year,
I wouldn't expect them to just show up to the party right now.
what else? What's next? I mean,
Exactly.
come on. Are you kidding me? I'm watching my country crumble, which is insanity. I'm watching coronavirus doing some crazy shit. People having to get super creative. It's brought out a lot of bad, but it's also brought out a lot of good. I've watched people band together in ways that you never would have necessarily expected. So there's some good things coming out of it as well. For work, it sucks.
Yeah.
For entertainment, it sucks. Like, can we just skip to New Year?
Exactly.
I did want to ask you, you had just mentioned, because you observe, so for Ramadan, you fast.
Yeah.
I got to give you credit because I've seen you fasting and working. And I've watched you turn pale as a ghost.
Oh, yeah.
And ready to fall over. How the hell do you do that?
I don't know, man. Like, it's just, I mean, you just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I'm not afford for that one because, like, not drinking, not eating, especially here in the Middle East, it's just so hot and you have to take people on a jump. Or I try to do camera during the month of Ramadan. But still, you have to a lot of focus, keep the people on the frame, and just...
Sure.
And it's just...
Well, so actually I want to ask too, being that you do observe and all that, how weird is it to be as deeply entrenched in a community that you are? Skydivers are not known for restraint.
I know, right?
Skydivers are sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Free spirit.
Absolutely, so we do a lot of shit that I would assume is frowned on in exactly the things that you're observing. So I know you well enough to know you don't cast judgment on what people do, but do you ever just go, oh, fuck?
Well, that's what I do. Like, I try to keep, like, when I work in the Middle East, I do nothing but focus on work, and that's it. Also, when I'm back home, I try to do nothing but focus on work, family, and stuff. But when I travel, I just like to have fun as well,
Sure.
So I just have to find balance between work and fun. And doing it for such a long time now, I got used to it. Like, I can go to parties in the Middle East when everyone is like drinking, but I'll be like fine with it. I could have fun with them with no problem.
Sure.
So,
Well, now, what about when you go to the States? Say your first trip to the States in the first big drop zone. Did you just stand around going, holy fuck?
oh man, well, I've been to like a lot of... Chicago was just like madhouse.
I know, because you said you went to Chicago, which is like the crown jewel of crazy town for Summerfest and
during
stuff.
a world record,
Right.
where you have to focus and everything, and that once the sun set,
All bets are off.
that's it.
Yeah.
It was before that I did a lot of trips to Amsterdam, like I had like 19, 20 times to Amsterdam. I even once where we had a standby back where I used to work with Alberto, and he looked at me and he was like, Amsterdam? I was like, how come, man? We have work the next day. He's like, no, we're gonna go now. Jacket, jeans, straight to a club, from the club back to work. And I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah, let's do it. So we just wear jacket, no hotel bookings, nothing, just a flight. We landed in Amsterdam at like 7, 8 p.m. We called our guy because everyone has a guy in Amsterdam, you know.
All right.
And then we went to a party. The next day by 10 a.m. we were on a flight back to work.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but how old are you?
I was back then. I was like 28, 27. You know.
Nothing in your 20s counts.
I know, right?
Yeah, no. Rubber bones, rubber brain. It all
Yeah,
just
exactly.
fucking bounces off you.
Yeah, even after Bali back then. After Bali, we went back we did Amsterdam, Tomorrowland, Ibiza, Amsterdam, Tomorrowland second weekend, and then Budapest.
That's like...
Man, I was like, I just want my life back.
yeah, absolutely. If I were to do something like that, it would be 6 months of fucking hardcore recovery and soul searching for me if I did that.
You should see Alberto during that trip, man. You know Alberto is like this big guy, muscly.
Oh, yeah.
By the end of that trip, he was like...
How funny is that?
Oh
He
my
actually, Alberto took my daughter on her first skydive. She was supposed to go with someone Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
So she was supposed to go with Jackson because she had a crush on him. She's going to kill me for saying that. When she was like 9 years old, it was the first time she met him, and she fell in love with him. And I guarantee it's the English accent and the fucking hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Jackson back in his day as well was like...
Absolutely. Yeah, he's too old now. He was not available to take her on her first tandem because that's what I wanted to do because that was, he was the epitome of cool in skydiving. So the second best I could come up with was the super handsome, tall Italian guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, here you go. There you go. And she, of course, she loved it. I don't know that her boyfriend liked me too much for that one.
Well, I think that was the second jump when the boyfriend was here.
Yeah. So he jumped as well the second time around.
Yeah. But the first time she came here, she
was just she came on her own and he jumped or she jumped with Alberto.
Yeah.
But yes, he's now jumped as well.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was with them in the plane. I remember Alberto was like, "Yeah, damn man, Dean is trusting me with his daughter," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, he said the same thing to me because I'm like, "Hey, it's my daughter, behave," and he's like, "Oh, dude, seriously, it's gonna be fun." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Yeah, no, I mean it's I wouldn't be able to keep up with the rounds that you guys were making back then. Even coming back from trips from Bali, it was like, all right, just water and exercise.
Water and just, recovery.
All right. So now what are the, I know you've got the projects going on in Morocco, hopefully this year, if not next year.
Yeah.
And you've got hopefully still Egypt coming up this year. Any other projects in the works?
Well, apart from that, there is like a few flag jumps here and there. Outside of Morocco, I have this ski project that I want to do as well, but it's going to require me to train for ski a little bit, which is jump from a plane. Because we have a lot of big mountains in Morocco, which is full of ski, which is basically just jump from a plane and just with a ski, snowboard, and just swoop the mountains with a ski and stuff.
That'd be cool.
So yeah, I want to do that and some other ideas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, and again, we've been lucky in that we've been exposed to places and opportunities that are even special in skydiving.
Yeah.
I mean, to be able to go do something like Everest, most people will look at it and daydream, but
exactly,
it doesn't even cross their mind as something that they would allow themselves to want to do because there's no fucking way. Yeah. I mean, I'll never get to do that jump. The price tag on that jump is... Whew.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just crazy, and it's just like because we grew up in a culture where people like since you are young, your parents be like study so you can be happy, and you just keep studying. Once you graduate, they're like find a job in an office so you can be happy.
Right.
Then you got a job. Oh, find yourself a wife so you can be happy. You get a wife, have kids so you can be happy.
Right.
Then, sooner or later, you're like 56 years old. Your life is behind you, and we're like, fuck, what happened?
Right.
I haven't done nothing.
Yeah. Now, how is your family in regard to the path you've chosen? Because it's not a standard path.
Yeah, well, my older brother, he passed away in Switzerland. He was just taking a shower, slipped in the bath, broke his neck, and he was living by himself.
Jesus.
So, yeah, this is just from falling in a shower. So when my family sees me jumping from planes, they're like, be careful. You see your brother was doing something that we do every day, And
sure.
He passed away and you jumping from planes. But they know that's my passion and that's what makes me happy. So they give me full support on it.
Nice. Well, and hopefully to make them feel better, I'll argue in your favor in that your brother passed away doing something that we consider commonplace and therefore put no thought into
Exactly.
being safe.
Yeah.
Whereas we do something that's dangerous, so all of our
Requires you.
thoughts go into safety.
Exactly.
So I guess a good argument's you're much more likely to get killed walking across the street than you are making a skydive.
That's what I say to a lot of people.
Yeah. And you're happy, so I would think that would be a big thing.
Exactly. At least if you die, you're dying doing something that you love.
Yeah.
And in this sport, we lost a lot of friends and close friends.
Yes, we have. And it's as a matter of fact, was it our trip to Bali?
Yes.
When Micah went?
Yeah.
Yeah,
May
so
he rest in peace.
yeah, no doubt. I'll never forget that because I was sharing a place with Moss, who's been on the podcast, and Gio, and it was early in the morning. I think it was 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and all I heard was Moss yelling, "Guys, guys, guys! Micah's dead!"
Yeah.
And everything just stopped. Everything stopped. And it was very lucky that all of us were there because we had a crew of people that knew and loved him that could commiserate
Exactly.
and talk and feel shitty together, where I've lost too many friends where I've just had to feel shitty alone.
Exactly. It just sucks as well.
Well, and I don't know how you feel, but I hate getting condolences from people that didn't know the person I lost.
Yeah.
It feels very, I'm so sorry for your loss. Fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
I would much rather you not say anything to me than pat me on the back and tell me to feel better. No, I'm not the one that needs to feel better. I need to feel this grief. It's the family.
Exactly.
So
just give me a moment. And
I always thought that people wishing me well was misplaced, and I always felt bad about that. So it was really cool in that respect to be around a bunch of people that just love that guy. So yeah, I think for folks like your family, it's nice to know, hey, you're being super, super safe, and it's something you love. I also had the opportunity to meet another family from Morocco, standing over the hospital bed of a mutual friend of ours, after he misjudged a little bit and frapped himself in pretty hard.
He just landed in Sweden this morning.
Look at that.
Finally.
How fucking cool is that? Well, and it was you and I that were talking back and forth quite a bit when he was still unconscious after major surgeries. Yeah. And it was just a low turn.
Yeah.
As happens God knows how many times in this sport. But I got to meet his mom and sister, both flew in from Morocco, and being the loudmouthed, overbearing American, I tried as hard as I could to entertain them and make them laugh while it was going on. But I was really impressed with how relaxed they were. They were super, super cool, and they were very much hey, this is what he loves to do, and he's going to be okay. We're sure he's going to be okay, but we support what he does. And it was a really cool thing to see.
Yeah, unlike a lot of Arabic countries in the world, Moroccan are known for being a bit open-minded about things, especially when it comes to, the life you've chosen or the culture or... we're just open-minded, because when you go some countries, like Arabic countries elsewhere, they're like super strict with what you do and the life you've chosen and everything. So the parents are just like, do what makes you happy and just be careful. That's it.
Well, and especially for me being an American born and raised in the States, where we have very different opinions of the Arabic world, and it's so nice and refreshing to have met so many amazing Arabic people that reflect the same things that I think and the same values that I think, and although they don't do the same things that I've done, they understand, or at least don't condone, or don't belittle me for the choices that I made, which is an awesome thing to see. It's something that I think a lot more Americans need to see.
Yeah, well, we have this it's in the Quran. It says, I don't believe in what you believe, and you don't believe in what I do. I'll just respect your beliefs, and you respect mine. That's it. And we're going to have equals.
Live and let live.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not a religious person, but I can't say that I don't agree with it's the whole 10 Commandments, all that stuff. Okay, do unto others. That I don't need any religion to tell me that. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely. So it's so nice to hear that kind of thing. And again, being that loudmouthed American that's traveled around a lot and been accepted everywhere that I've gone without having to change myself.
Just do good, you receive good.
Yeah, man, it's amazing. Yeah. So now I always wrap up every podcast by asking skydivers.
That's it. We're wrapping up.
Yeah, well, we're getting there. We're getting there because you got to give us some advice now. Advice to new jumpers. What should they be thinking of? What should they be staying away from? How do they stay safe in the sport? And for old fuckers like me, or people that have been in the sport for a while and maybe you're getting a little bit burned out, maybe they're even burned out in the tunnel. They started working too early in the sport and they're not finding any joy out of it anymore. What advice do you give to them to get that fire back?
Well, for the beginners, I'd be just like, don't rush up, take it easy.
Yeah.
Listen to your instructor, especially when it comes to downsizing. You know, a lot of people
Right.
downsize too quick and they end up hurting themselves and they're like, oh, fuck, I hate that sport.
Right.
Yeah, so just...
And I walk funny now.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And what else? That was the last one? You
The
said?
old timer. So, like you started working in the sport. I started working very, very early in the sport, and I suffered major burnout. And it took about a 4-year break for me to get back into it. And there's a lot of people out there that
Was it before stripping or after stripping?
after stripping?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, after stripping, stripping's how I became a skydiver. It's the only way I could afford it. I actually had to take about a 4-year break to relearn why I got into it in the first place and to find that fire again and why I wanted to jump and go out and be a fun jumper. But what advice do you give to people that might be getting there? Because you started working right away.
Well, if you got old and you reached that age, I'd be like, you got nothing to lose by then.
Yeah.
Everything, all the fun that you could have is behind you. So just take advantage of what you got now and
Yeah.
just go skydiving, man.
Nice.
Just go have fun.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the advice that's been given for people that maybe have been in the sport a long time and are reaching burnout is to try something different. And my advice has always been go find something in the sport that you suck at. Because I've found that there's nothing more entertaining than having to learn again and being embarrassed because you just screwed something up and seeing somebody that's so much better. I just had Rafa on the podcast as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's just stupid good.
Yeah.
And granted, he's built for it and he's got natural advantages. But I watch somebody like him fly and I'm in awe of it. And, he almost reaches this hero status. And then I get in the tunnel with, a lot more jumps than him and a bunch more years in the sport. And I'm bouncing off the fucking glass and I suck, but it's fun.
And that's what tunnel did, man. Like, it just took this sport to a whole new level.
Yeah,
and
it
it created a league for its own. That,
Yeah.
like, now we have tunnels. We have, like, world championships just in the tunnel and
Oh, yeah.
stuff. When, like, 10 years ago, it wasn't. It was, like, just skydiving tunnel. You do it to just learn how to fly so you can compete on skydiving.
Yep. No, now the tunnel's a whole different world.
Yeah, so it just took the game to a whole new level. That's why you see a lot of people with thousands of jumps with no tunnel experience. They hit the walls, and someone with like 50 or 100 jumps, or maybe no jumps, flying like a ninja in the tunnel.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, though, that's the only reason that I get to brag at all is that I come from the skydiving generation that had to learn 60 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
So I get to
school.
brag that I might suck, but I earned sucking. And it's not that you don't earn it in the tunnel. It's that you just learn so much more, so much faster.
Yeah.
And you can't go have a 5-minute skydive.
Exactly.
And
when once you're out of the plane, you can't ask someone to change something until you land on the ground. When in the
Exactly.
tunnel, you can just shut down the tunnel. Hey, do it this way and this way. That's how we do it, right? And put it on the tunnel again.
Yeah, well, and I envision in the very, very, very near future, all students that are serious about learning to fly in the tunnel are going to have air-to-air in their ears. Yeah. So you're going to have an instructor standing in front of
your
you.
legs, fucker.
Exactly. That's just going to be able to tell you right then what to do. For me, it's fucking hilarious, like getting up off the net on my head in the tunnels, and I've got 2 or 3 of the world's best tunnel flyers hanging on to me, making me feel like I'm flying when, of course, I'm just hanging on for dear life. But I'm like, look, I'm flying with these guys. It's amazing. As soon as they let go, I'm fucked, but it's great for now. Well, look, first off, I want you to tell everybody how they can find out about what's going on in Egypt. Do you know any websites or Instagram or anything? And
I would say go on Omar Jailan's Facebook page. You're going to find all the information. They do it like once a year, I think.
Okay.
It's an awesome experience. Or catch me on Instagram to see how it is if you're not skydiving.
Cool. So how do we find you on Instagram? Because I know a lot of people are going to want to see these flag jumps that you've done and see pictures of Everest and all that stuff.
Anas Bekkali, Alpha November, Alpha Sugar, lower score dash, Bravo Echo Kilo Kilo. What is the I again?
India.
India. And L Lama.
That'll work.
Okay, Alpha.
Somebody's going to have to play this back slowly.
Anas Bekkali.
Yeah, Anas Bekkali on Instagram. You got a Facebook as well?
Yes, same thing.
Okay, very good. So they can reach out to you as well if they've got questions on any of that stuff?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Anas, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, my man.
I'm glad we were able to had a chance to sit down. Hopefully Corona gives us a break and you get Egypt and all the stuff in Morocco.
Hope so.
All right. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
See ya. All right, that's it. That's another Lunatic Fringe Into the Void in the can, as always brought to you by the greatest magazine in the known universe. That's right, Blue Skies Magazine. BlueSkiesMag.com is where you're going to head to subscribe to the magazine if you don't already. That's where you can check out previously published issues, a shitload of their cool swag and all that. It's also where you can submit your article ideas, your photo ideas, and if you want to do some advertising, they are the way to go. Also proudly brought to you by Pussfoot. What's Pussfoot? Well, head to pussfoot.com to check it out. It's basically a collaborative of a bunch of really extreme fucking cool-ass people doing great stuff. It's a collective area where they're bringing all kinds of information together on everything from BMX to skateboarding to, of course, skydiving. You can get a shitload of information if you're a beginner and learn where to go, not just for where the good information is, but where the kick-ass parties are, what kind of drop zones do what kind of thing. It's a really, really good spot to go to get a shitload of information, whether you're new or been at this for quite some time. So head to pussfoot.com, check it out. Also in association with Liquid Sky. Liquid Sky, come on guys, they not only build a badass jumpsuit, but they're putting out the Liquid Sky masks, and they're doing a great job with helping people out. You spend $25 to buy your mask, they're going to make another one and donate that to a good cause. Make sure that people out there are safe. So head to Liquid Sky, you're going to want to check them out. As for me, I am the fucking pilot. You're going to want to head to thefuckingpilot.net where you can get links to this and all the other podcasts, as well as both the books that I've written, the Fucking Pilot book with Blue Skies Magazine and The Accidental Stripper, both available in digital and print. And I'm down to the last couple of chapters of brutally reading for the audiobook for The Accidental Stripper. You have no idea how hard it is to read your own writing like that. Anyway, it's on the way. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time around.